Hello and welcome to the Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen. I'm Matt Mercer, instructor for the Pathfinder School and the founder of the Black Hat Bushcraft channel right here on YouTube. And man, am I stoked to be out here filming this episode today. Episode 4 brings us the first ever announcement of a winner right here on the show. During the first 3 episodes, I've been asking you guys to submit recipes that we can feature on the program, and man, have y'all heard the call and responded well. We have so many delicious sounding recipes. I'm really excited about future episodes and all the things that I'm going to get to cook, and ultimately I'm going to get to eat. However, I'm really excited that somebody's going to be getting free cooking gear announced today. So stay with us on this episode because you might be that winner. I'm out in the woods today just doing a little hiking and pre-season scout. Hunting season's coming up, trapping season will be here before we know it. And this is a piece of land I haven't had access to do those things on before, but I'm just kind of scouting it out and looking for potential locations for stands or traps or whatever. So today I'm of course going to cook up a delicious lunch, and I hope you will stick with me. Let's get started right now. So I know you guys are excited about a winner. I'm excited about a winner. So let's just go ahead and jump right in with today's winning recipe. And I have to tell y'all that I am cautiously optimistic about this in that it involves using a can of barbecued pulled pork. Now I have to tell you guys that for me, Eastern Carolina style barbecue is where it's at. That is barbecue. I know that some of you guys are gonna hate on that, and that's fine. I pretty much like all barbecue, whether it's dry rub barbecue, Western style with sweet smoky sauce, but nothing for me compares to Eastern Carolina style barbecue. I grew up eating it, cooking it, and for me that's it. However, today we're gonna be using a can of pulled pork barbecue, and I've never tried a can of barbecue before, so I'm looking forward to trying it, and I'm optimistic, hopeful that it'll be good. Today's recipe I'm gonna call Pulled Pork Barbecue Street Tacos. It's a long name. And our winner today did not submit a title with this recipe, but just a recipe. Sounded good to me. Being a fan of barbecue, why not? And today our winner is Ted Agin, and his last name is A-G-I-N, who submitted this. So Ted, I'm excited for you. You are our first ever Pathfinder Outdoor Kitchen winner, and you'll be receiving a care package from Self-Reliance Outfitters. They'll contact you with all the information. So let's go ahead and get out our gear and get started cooking right now. So these are all the Pathfinder items that I'll use in preparing my meal today. First of all, I have the Bush Pot Skillet Stove, and this is just a simple stainless steel pot stand. It can be nested on the bottom of your bush pot if you so choose. But again, a lot of people think of this as the Bush Pot Stove. It works just as great with the stainless skillet as you'll see today. This is just a simple stand that you can use over top of an alcohol burner, or you can use natural material like twigs and things like that that are easily collectible and widely available in the forest, and that's what I'm going to use today. I also have with me the Pathfinder stainless steel plate, just a simple lightweight plate that's great to eat off of or prepare things with. And also I have the stainless steel bowl, which is another lightweight, perfectly sized bowl for eating in the woods. My main container that I'll be cooking with today is this shiny new Pathfinder stainless folding skillet. Just an awesome skillet. You saw me use it recently in another episode. Embossed Pathfinder logo here on the bottom. Just a perfect heavy bottom skillet. Cooks well, easy to pack, and essential camp gear in my opinion. So just before I get the fire started, I'm going to go ahead and be on potato duty. I got to peel a few potatoes, which we're going to dice up. It'll be part of our tacos. These are just some yellow potatoes. Some people, I guess, call them gold potatoes. I love these things. Nice and starchy. Have a good flavor. I prefer them. And these potatoes, I'm just going to dice them up. That'll also help the cook time. All right, one more slice and dice here. It's tough working with a small cutting board. I guess a cutting board is a luxury in the woods, but for a cooking show, you got to come prepared, right? We'll stack these things up. just slice through. When I do this, I try to keep the potato together as much as I can. That way I can just turn that cutting board, make everything nice and neat on the dice. All this stuff is easier to do at home in the kitchen with maybe better supplies, but it's always more fun to do it in the woods. All right, so that's the last of the potatoes. That should be more than enough for me. All right, so the first step is I've got to clear out a space to make a fire, because I definitely don't want to ignite any of this pine straw and stuff. The fire is going to be very small, so it shouldn't be an issue. Now, to get my fire started, I'm going to be using the mini Infernos. And to use that, you simply break that thing open and expose some of those fine fibers. And I'm going to be using my HD6 ferro rod. Should be very simple. And with that, it'll be quite easy to get this fire started. Once these sticks get ignited and create some coals, I'll be able to put the pot stand over top and get things going with the meal. Mini Infernos always do a great job getting a fire started. You can always count on that when push comes to shove. All right, so now that I got some nice coals here, I'm gonna add this pot stand. And I'm gonna add my potatoes here. This is gonna be very hot. It's hot outside right now. I'll be able to add some twigs underneath the stove as needed to keep the heat up. And before my potatoes burn, I definitely need to get some olive oil in there to cook those with. I'm just going to open these little packets. These are so convenient. Just pick these up in a restaurant. I don't even remember what restaurant. I think it was to go with the salad, if I remember right. You can hear that stuff already starting to fry up. I'm going to add the other pack of olive oil here. Want to make sure to mix these potatoes up in the oil, get them coated really good so they don't stick and burn in the bottom of the pan. So you can see what I'm doing is just stuffing some of these sticks that were remaining on the outside of the pot stand up under there. That'll help build that heat. And I'm just pulling all the remainder around to the front where this little hole is here, where we can load the stove. So I still have more material to use as needed. And this meal shouldn't take very long to cook up. And just to show you how this stove is working here, you can see I've got a good fire going underneath that thing. It's actually hotter probably than I really meant for it to be. I just added all that fuel in, so that just means stir more. But you could see, very efficient with fuel. I didn't put a whole lot of material under there, nothing big, nothing that needed a saw or axe or knife or anything to process, just break twigs. And you can see I've got a nice sustainable fire here. Just keep inserting twigs and I'll keep cooking as long as I need. All right, it's been several minutes here. These potatoes are really starting to soften up now. They're looking good. I added just a little bit of water in, try to steam them with that lid on. I think that helped a lot. To try to help them cook a little bit faster, I spread them out all across the bottom of the pan. Take advantage of the heat, spread them out, get more surface area in contact with the hot surface, and that seems to work well. Won't be much longer. All right, so it's the moment of truth. My potatoes are ready. It's time to add the barbecue. And that doesn't much look like the barbecue I'm used to for sure, but my granddad always said, don't knock it till you try it. I'm gonna drain some of this sauce off since we're gonna use our own sauce and then add the meat to the pan. All right, so my potatoes are good and ready. I'm gonna rake them over to one side. I'm gonna add the barbecue in. This stuff smells good. Break up some of those chunks just a little bit. I'm gonna give this stuff time to heat through. Put the lid back on. And after that, it'll be time to put together the street tacos. All right, so I got my corn tortillas here. I'm gonna take one of these and lay it on my plate. And according to Ted's recipe, we're supposed to put potatoes down first. And that stuff actually looks pretty good in the pan here. Kind of looks like barbacoa. If you went to the Mexican restaurant, it's kind of got that look and smell actually about it. So I'm gonna lay some of those potatoes out right here. Get some of the chunks of barbecue. It's definitely not Eastern Carolina style barbecue, but again, it looks good, it smells good. We'll find out here in just a second. All right, so now I'm gonna add a touch of this bullseye barbecue sauce, and this stuff is more sweet and smoky. I'm not gonna put a lot, just a little bit. It looks plenty good, being as there's that much sauce already in this barbecue. And now the final ingredient, some French fried onions. And I know that this is gonna be good right here. These things are good no matter what. So the only thing I wish I had to add to this recipe would be a hint of lime. And the only thing I can think of out here to give a sweet and sour flavor is this wood sorrel. So we'll add a little wood sorrel to the taco as well. All right, so there's the finished result. And actually, to me, that looks pretty daggone good, especially considering canned barbecue. Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna enjoy this. Let's give it a try. All right, so once again, here is our pulled pork barbecue street taco with some wood sorrel on it to add a little twist. Got those golden potatoes, French fried onions, that sweet smoky barbecue sauce. It's gonna be good. Let's give it a try. There's a lot of flavor in that. It's really good. You guys know what my motto is. Always doing two things my mama told me I shouldn't do. Eating in front of other people without offering you some, and talking with my mouth full. Here you go. Take a bite. That really is good. Maybe a hair more of that bullseye barbecue sauce would actually be good. Probably could have added some more potatoes too, because the barbecue and meat kind of overpowers the potato. But the good thing is you have those carbs. So you think about it, have protein, have carbs, good balanced meal for a day out in the woods. Definitely a do again recipe. That actually turned out to be quite good. As I said in the beginning, I had my doubts about canned barbecue, but once you add in the extra barbecue sauce with those yellow potatoes, French fried onions, all those flavors really came together, and I definitely think that wood sorrel added something special to the whole recipe. So if you have that, give it a try. But I want to thank you guys for taking the time to tune in for episode 4. I want to congratulate once more Ted for your recipe and for your win. I hope you'll enjoy your complimentary gear that'll be coming from Self-Reliance Outfitters. I hope you guys will go ahead and submit your favorite camp recipes if you haven't, and understand that once you submit that recipe, it goes into a data bank and we'll continue to pull from that. So just because your recipe wasn't picked this time, it's not thrown out. We'll continue to pull from our bank of recipes that are being submitted to us. So I look forward to all these delicious recipes. That's just more good food that I'm going to get to cook and eat right here in the woods. Thank you guys again for your time and interest. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, hit like if you like the video, and definitely leave me a comment. I read the comments for all these videos, and I'll be happy to respond if you have any questions. Thanks again. You guys take care. Don't forget, submit your recipes because episode 5 could be yours.